Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back again with another Paladins video. Lillith is now fully released on all platforms. I'm going to be doing my first games with her on live because she did get some changes on the test server, which I covered in a different video. So I'm not going to go through it here again. If you want to see an overview video and all that sort of stuff, go ahead and check the other videos out on the channel I've got for her. But today, I'm going to be playing her on live without the weird PTS server issues, hopefully, and giving you my thoughts on the changes and also how she is at the moment, right as she's been released. I have also changed my build for her a little bit because of the PTS changes. We've still got the speed, still got the damage reduction, a few other filler cards here, but I've actually implemented the one that reduces the cost of your Q with your right click just because they buffed the cost on it. One more thing since the last video is I added my mouse button to the key binding for my Q so that I can actually move left while I'm charging it, because before it being bound to Q by default you can't actually juke left. Just kind of annoying. Obviously this is going to be a little bit scuffed though because I haven't played it yet or any matches on live. I just messed around within the target practice a bit, but we'll go for Curse Chord, and then the setup we do only have one talent. Here is the Inspect, which I couldn't show off before because it was bugged. I am digging it quite a bit. It fits just really well, to be honest. We'll go for Chronos to start. I'm not really sure if we want to go for Chronos or if I want to go for just double Nimble or Haven Nimble. I don't know if it's really going to matter that much, to be honest, but I guess we'll go Haven Nimble to start. We'll just try and play with the Khan a bit. We'll mark him. Having 4 seconds on that cooldown feels kind of weird. Fire rate already seems pretty damn fast. I just marked the BK, didn't really mean to do that. We'll just jump down, throw the Q here. Right click the Kinessa. I think Khan is dead. I'm doing a pretty shit job here as a healer, but our Ceres already died. There's the Q again. Right click on him. It is such a mess. This map doesn't have very good visual clarity. Complained about that before. Talked about it a ton in the other Lillith videos, but I do really like her kit, and just as a character in general, she's very fun to play, and I think fits the sort of aggressive healer thing that I like quite a bit. We'll just hide under here, I guess. Is Andrew going to chase? We will right click him. There's the F. I meant to slam that down, but that didn't work. He's actually going to retreat here. Am I dead? Oh, okay. I actually got saved there by the Khan. That play was a complete mess, but it somehow worked out. Our Khan's dead. I'm the only one left. I'm just dead here as well. There's like 4 people on me. I'm the only one even close to the mid. Okay, we'll go for Chronos and Nimble. I feel like Chronos makes way more sense on the Lillith now because of the cooldown on the right click being a bit higher. Drop the Q down. She definitely still is bugged. I've had the Q meter not pop up like 2 or 3 times already. I thought that would be something they'd fix because it was pretty damn noticeably annoying on the PTS. Go ahead and pop the ultimate. Khan is really pushed up. Maybe that'll help him out a bit and then we can break through. I don't know. This is a very janky game so far. The right click having such a large cooldown feels really weird. I'm sure I'll get used to it, but because it was like 2.5 or something before, I felt like I always had it up, whereas now changing characters is a little bit more jank. Does make sense though, because it does get, you know, higher healing the longer you're marked to somebody, so switching it all the time isn't really the right way to use it. There's a right click on the BK, but even when you first tick somebody, it does heal pretty damn good without quarter eyes on them. Pretty good Q there. We'll right click for the Khan if I can just get to him. The range like decrease feels also kind of tough. It is also just kind of hard to compare her to what she was like on the test server because of how different the servers are. Like with the ping and stuff, it feels like completely different to play her on live than it did with like the really high delay. We'll throw the Q forward. Isn't really what I wanted to do, but it sort of worked. There's a right click which didn't go on a friendly. I still would like to see the right click prioritize friendlies if you go for the healing talent, because it's kind of annoying that you have to sometimes just hope that it goes on the right person. We are pushing this in the overtime. I don't know how we recovered it. Go ahead and pop the ult. Why not? Not really too much point saving it. We'll just see if we can do something here. We'll right click him again as soon as that wears off, but he's juking over here. It's still on him for some reason. It lasts way longer than I remember. We'll load up the Q, throw that forward. There we go though, that is the 1-1. That round went on for ages. Everybody saved ults except for me, but we already gen'd 25% of it. We'll mark the Ceres here in a sec. I would like to see the marks cooldown reduced a tiny bit from 4 to like 3. I feel like 3.5 even. Just 4 feels a little bit too long, especially when fights are as mental as they kind of are in Paladins. We'll switch targets over there to the BK. There we go. We'll drop the Q again. You can still spam the Q, which is nice because that was something I was expecting them to kind of change. Khan went for the ult, missed it. I'm dead. We're getting kind of screwed in this round, I feel like, because they're playing the sides a bit more. We're not really dealing enough damage to go through them, I feel like. our BK and Kinessa need to pick up a bit of extra weight. I'm doing okay on heals. Ceres is too. I feel like Khan's doing a good job on tanking this, but we just don't have the damage. Right there onto the Ceres. We'll drop the Q down. Not being able to see how charged that is really annoying. Get rid of the Khan here as well. I'm still really shit at using the weapon. Kinessa's gone. There's a right click on him. The damage on that is kind of pitiful. 6 a tick. Jesus Christ, what's even the point in marking an enemy with that? Get rid of the Lillith. There we go. Jump on the point. This is a bad idea. I'm probably going to die now. There, that was a shit play. We'll go for the ult. Maybe that'll save it. There's the F. We'll drop down, load up the Q, throw that there. Hello, BK and Andro. What am I doing? Khan isn't on it, although overtime isn't counting down. Okay, we've, disconnected. I'm not really sure what's happened here, but I guess we're going to inspect the weapon when you're ulting. Didn't know you could do that, and it looks a little bit different. Are we just going to get kicked from that game and back to the menus? I guess we'll consider game 1 a warm-up, and we'll jump into a second one really quick. I kind of hate when matches end like that, because I could cut that completely out of the video, but I feel like it's not genuine to cut it out, because I technically did play a bit of Lillith there, even though she's still level 0. But yeah, first impressions, keep it going. it's not too much of a focus on how the match ends. It doesn't really matter too much. Alright, well for game 2 or 1.5 we've got a TDM, which is actually fine. I'd usually focus on Siege and Onslaught, but I feel like the fact that I haven't played her in a TDM gives this an actual reason to stay in the video. We've got a Talus, a Vora, a BK and an EV. Shoutouts to that is our EV. Gonna go for the exact same thing because we don't have anything else set up, although I will do another Lillith video in the future after I played her a bunch, like 12-24 hours, probably in like a week or something, maybe a little bit more than 24 hours, and then also a damage Lillith video at some point. I am going to be gone for a bit in the middle of May, like I said, but I'll be back at the end to, yeah, fully do all of that stuff after I've played her a bunch more. But they've got a 7, an Andro, Curse of Luminary, Genos, Exaction, and Cursed Accord. Pretty standard stuff. That was a really awkward way to call it out, but it works. Gonna play as a healer in the TDM and see how we do. Does feel like I have slightly less healing output than before, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, because I would say she was possibly a little bit too good on the test server, whereas now she definitely feels a little bit more balanced, although not necessarily a super top tier healer like she might have been before. But it's, again, super hard to judge. This is literally my first games with her. Rip BK, there goes 7. I feel like I can play a little bit better as a damage. I imagine damage Lillith is definitely going to be something viable after the buff she had to just the way she works. We'll drop that down here. Crazy amounts of just effects everywhere. That's 7 dashing around with the mines and everything. Alright, we'll load the Q. It does still work as area denial. I mean, throwing it here, we're kind of blocking them off. I feel like overall, though, I'd describe my feelings towards Lillith on live as a little bit more mixed than just overwhelmingly positive as they were on the test server, because I feel like with the jank, everyone else was also having the same like weird lag stuff, so she also was a little bit better because you weren't getting hit as much because other people were also messing their stuff up, if that makes sense. Drop the Q there. I feel weird calling it the Q when I'm using it on my mouse, but throw another one down and we'll go for the ultimate. There we go. The ultimate still feels really, really good to use, kind of like a ultra power move. Tal's just punching the 7 off. Okay, drop the Q here. He's actually hanging on the bottom. We have him revealed, but is he going to be able to get back on? We'll find out. I think he might have one more thing because he was hanging on the wall for ages. Never mind, he died. Okay, I am just assuming that all of the changes they mentioned on the PTS balance went through. The weapon does feel a little bit faster, but I'm honestly not sure if it is that much different, again, because of all the lag stuff that I experienced before. The weapon does hit pretty hard, even as like the full healer setup. Can imagine that if you're going for like damage to Lillith, it's actually going to be pretty viable. I will be covering that in the future, but I'm going to focus the next videos on the things that I missed on the test server, like Genos and Ceres and a few other things that you guys requested a ton. Like 7, there we go. Seems like we're getting kind of shredded in this one. We're actually being 2x'd somehow. I feel like I'm doing alright on heals, but damage-wise it seems to be the problem. It's like in game 1, to be honest. We'll throw that up there, or just here. That's probably even better. That's the 7 going for the ult. We can F back a bit, right-click onto him. Right-click doesn't deal any damage whatsoever. I don't know why you can even right-click enemies with the amount of damage it deals at the moment. I don't know if it's bugged or whatever, but 18 a tick, what's even the point? Does heal friendlies for a ton, which is great, but whenever I mark an enemy, I just feel like I wasted the ability because it's dealing pretty much no damage. Like, it's honestly kind of shitty. We'll just drop down, grab this, try and not die to the 7, but I think I'm just, yeah, gone. I'd say the feel for Lillith is about the same as it was from the test server. I still really like it a ton, but it's a little bit harder for me to feel like I'm making an impact compared to what I remember. Already explained why, though. Let's just keep the game going, see if we can recover this. It ain't going to happen, but we're going to give it a shot. Right-click for the BK. Never mind, I'm going to get feared and probably die here instead. Drop the Q down, right-click for him. There's an F. 7 spam is kind of ridiculous with the mines. Am I dead to Andro? I guess not. We live to see another day. We'll drop that there for him. Went ahead and finished off Chronos. Chance with the ult. Getting a pretty free set there. The cooldown on the right click is only like 3 seconds with Chronos, which is definitely more manageable. But there is the defeat. This was probably quite a speedy video, but I feel like it was a solid showcase for Lillith in a few different situations I didn't really get to show her off in before. But on TDM there, we actually did pretty good, to be honest. I feel like Lillith just overall as a support feels a little bit less intentional than a lot of the other ones. It's a little bit harder to get heals to the people you want to get heals to with the right click if any enemies are around, or the Q, because obviously it's an area heal, but the range on the right click also feels very limiting. The right click definitely feels nerfed compared to where it was before, so does the Q. Even though the range is up and the duration is up, it does feel just generally weaker. The weapon and the F feel a bit better, but like I was trying to say, she feels a little bit less easy to get heals to the person you want to get heals to than other characters. Super awkward explanation. Hopefully you get what I mean by that. I still like her a ton though, and I'll have a bunch more videos coming soon, so definitely stay tuned to the channel. I for some reason forgot to play with the recolor in this video, but here's a look at it. One of the best recolors we've got. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on Lillith down in the comments now that everybody's had a chance to play her, hopefully. Let me know also what you want to see me do next. I'll see you guys all really, really soon, and as always, stay frosty.